All right, if you don't know me, my name is Tatiana, and if you do know me, it's nice to have you here. But I've decided that it's finally time to talk about my fertility journey or my infertility. And it's taking me a long time to get here. I did share about exactly a year ago what I had gone through in that year of a pregnancy loss and then being diagnosed with infertility. I feel like there's so much more out there about the outcome versus the process. And even when someone has gone through the process, we only learn later on that they went through IUI or IVF. And being in this journey, I do want to make someone feel so much less alone. I can't tell you how many times I've searched through Google for IUI vlogs and IVF explainers, and most of the women sharing their experiences are not women who look like me, sound like me, and so I really do want to change that. And I also did want to share some really powerful parts of this book. Yet a strange hushed tone still wraps itself around the process of conceiving a child. You can shout it from the rooftops when it happens with clever Facebook posts, family dinner announcements, and gender reveal parties. But isn't it odd that along the way, there wasn't any room to talk about the twists and turns that occurred or to share the experiences you learned from when the thoughts, feelings, and experiences surrounding a process that is primal and part of all of us, whether we want to procreate or not, are cloaked in secrecy. It can lead to shame and even trauma. There are so many women who sit in painful silence. When I read that part, that's what inspired me to share the post that I did on Instagram, and now rereading it a year later, it pushed me to do this video. And this isn't to say that everyone has to talk about their fertility journey. It is whatever you're comfortable with sharing. It took me 3 years to get here to share this, and I feel much more comfortable in sharing this. And so let's start from the beginning. My husband and I got married in January 2022. We decided early on in dating that, we would love to get married and immediately start trying for kids. COVID-19 changed so much for us, and we did get engaged in 2020. So much time was robbed from us as it was from everyone else. And we knew that we didn't have the opportunity to enjoy our late 20s and travel, and we had moved to a new city and really didn't get to explore that city the way that we would have loved to. With the time that was robbed from us, we really wanted to take our time starting our family. And so we said, we're not gonna try, but we're not gonna not try. And so I did get off of birth control. It was just like, if it happens, it happens, it's meant to be. In 2023 was when I decided to start tracking my period. It's crazy to me that it took me so long to really start recording the data of my period. You learn so much about yourself and your body, and that was the first time that I had ever really tracked my period in that way. And so we went a whole year. Again, so much time had passed. We were both aligned and let's not put pressure on this. We're in this bubble of it's gonna happen for us. Everything's fine, just maybe not our time right now. A whole year passes by. I'm just okay, something's a little off. And now we're at the end of 2023. It's November. We said, okay, let's be really super intentional about this. And let's really try. Let's use these apps. That first try of let's buckle down, let's do this. That's when I got pregnant. And then I experienced pregnancy loss. It was quick. I didn't get far enough to really make sense of it all. That's when I decided to see my OBGYN. She said, let's wait 6 months. This is a good sign. If you look at the cup half full, then you can see that you are able to get pregnant, and that's a good sign. And so she said, let's try 6 more months. 6 months pass by. We start testing. It is now June, July. I start with the saline infusion sonography and an HSG. And the thing with testing, even going through anything with infertility, is you need to start on a specific day. You need to get testing on a specific day. There's no working around it. There's no, oh, I'm traveling and I can do the testing when I get back. Like if you're gonna travel, you have to wait for the next month. We also got Mike tested. All the testing took several months. We are back in December. This is December 2024. All testing came back normal. Mike's testing came back squeaky clean. My tubes were clean. At this point, we've now gone through the ovulation sticks. We have a pregnancy lost. We have tracked everything. Nothing's really working. I've really changed my diet. I've worked with a nutritionist. I've changed my lifestyle. The only thing that I did show to my doctor, because I was tracking, I was able to show everything on an app to my doctor of I never reached peak. So when you're tracking your ovulation, it's low fertility, high fertility, which means that you're getting to peak fertility soon, and then peak fertility, which means within the next 24 to 48 hours, your egg is about to release. And I never reached peak fertility. I would always get to high fertility. And so with example, the clear blue ovulation sticks, if it's blinking, that means you're high fertility. If it stands still, not blinking, it's just this regular smiley face, they are frozen, that means you reach peak fertility. For me, it never got there. And with the double stick ovulation sticks, I never saw the line dark enough, and my app never said peak. We decided to try ovulation inducers for 6 months. It was 3 months at 2.5 milligrams and 3 months for 5 milligrams. And this was January 2025 of this year to June 2025. That experience of being on those pills, and I still had to be on it now with my IUIs. This whole year I've been on medication, except 1 month. This is the most disconnected I've ever felt in my own body, my mind, my spirit, everything. Like I've just spent this year disconnected from myself. When I got to June, getting on these pills and them not working and me still not being pregnant, it broke me. Yeah, that led me to these last few months, which my OBGYN graduated us over to a fertility clinic. It was in July that I didn't even think about. I said I didn't want to track. I didn't want to take any strips. I didn't want to talk to doctors. We decided to go see a doctor in August. And that's when we decided to talk about IUI. We went into the fertility clinic expecting to start with that, which is exactly what happened. And I'm going to be posting more of that journey, finding that doctor, starting IUIs. I'm still in this, and yeah.